Yeah. Sightbox, unbox, while we open the door. New podcast.
What up? Welcome
What's
to
up?
another episode of the BOX POD. This is episode 7. We made it to 7, bro.
Yeah, lucky number
Not
7.
bad. Lucky number 7. We're 2 days away from flying into San Francisco for the first time this year
Yeah.
to go to Llama Lounge, which, if you go back, I don't know, several vlogs, probably from the beginning of last year. No, actually before that, I think. Started in 2023, maybe the end of 2023. Started in a little pizza parlor downtown San Francisco, and it just grew from there. And now it's at AWS with 500 attendees and probably hundreds on a waiting list. And we've been in those waiting lists, right?
Yeah.
On those overflow lines where
You
just
try to get
waiting
people in and
and it just doesn't work.
Couldn't
Doesn't
work
matter
it
who
out.
you know. I mean, even, Jeremiah or whatever. It's like, sorry, it's nothing I can do.
yeah.
But it'll be at AWS, which I think we went to one of those at AWS,
I think so, yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Super cool venue, but it's blowing up, and I think the theme this time around is agents. And so that's all we keep hearing about is agents. And I'm excited to see kind of what's out there, because I think we're only scratching the surface. We talked about meeting Otter,
Mhm.
tool last time around and how we use it. But that's like the most, I don't know, mundane thing, and I think an agent can do once it starts to be able to reason and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And know about you. So I'm excited to see what these demos will look like and what kind of stuff people are building on these
Yeah.
stacks
Yeah.
or these LLMs or whatever.
Yeah. And then of course some of the big news with that is the DeepSeek and its sort of disruptive quality
Yeah.
on the market. So, and now I don't know if it's like just bad sportsmanship, but there's people like thinking it use some OpenAI data sets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Or when I read it, it just sounds like it chatted with ChatGPT. Like that was about it. I don't know if it.
Right. What's funny, because people say, well, OpenAI was supposed to be open source.
Yes.
Then they closed it,
Right. And then
stole data,
right.
and then now a competitor stole data from them and made it open source.
Yes.
So isn't there irony in that?
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of funny, but it's also Chinese. So you kind of
Yes.
look at it a little bit sideways. I mean, I think the $6 million number has been debunked already.
Yeah.
Even by, our crypto czar or whatever, he's made a statement about that, on how they're probably either lying or they're just manipulating the headline around
Mhm.
what the $6 million actually did. And it's not that they trained this whole thing on $6 million while OpenAI did it for billions. But I think the way that they were resourceful in getting the models trained is probably the thing that people are looking at the most.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, how did they pull that off?
Yes.
And sometimes when you're handicapped, there's an opportunity, right? It's like when you have all the money in the world, well, you're just going to buy more machines. Right?
Yeah. You're going to just make it huge and scale it.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you're limited, then you have to sort of figure out other ways. And they may have figured out a better way,
Yeah.
maybe a more effective way to do it. And if it's open source, I think the consensus is that it's better for everyone.
Yeah.
It's better for the whole world.
Right.
And people are saying, the $1 billion companies that'll come out of this is not going to be language models anymore. That's just going to be a gift. Like the internet. It's going to be like, well, the internet's there. It really doesn't cost anything
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
But what are people building on it?
Right.
And I think
With
that's
it.
right. And
Yeah.
that's where I think the opportunity is. Not in who has a better LLM, right? I don't think that's going to be a thing once we truly go open source.
Yeah. I think we're going to be peak LLM pretty soon.
Yeah. And it could happen soon, I think.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I played around with it a little bit. I don't know enough prompts, or I wouldn't even know what to ask it to see how much better it is than like a
Yeah.
like a chat GPT or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot more smarter people have done that already, and apparently it's pretty darn good.
Yeah. I have the same issue even with ChatGPT. Like there's the O4 model, there's the O1 model.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a hard time giving it something that requires a lot of reasoning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like, okay, I really got to think about that.
Yeah. I mean, and I asked it the most basic thing. I said, tell me about Sightbox.
Yes.
Literally.
I remember that. And
But we know well that there was a Sightbox, years ago that was lens
yeah.
company, subscription contact lens company that is no longer, right? But they got acquired by Johnson and Johnson, so there's enough about them out there that ranks higher than our stuff in a lot of cases. So I could see it making that mistake, but so far Perplexity and ChatGPT pretty much know if we're asking it that it means us. And so I asked DeepSeek, and sure enough, it pulled out everything about the other Sightbox.
Yeah.
Until I told it that wasn't who I was asking about.
Yeah.
And then it course corrects, and then it figures out. But you can see the reasoning too. You can kind of see it thinking with itself.
It's like trying to solve it.
Trying to solve it, and then it goes and does its thing and responds. So
yeah, I love that.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But, Anyways, what else is happening? What else are you looking forward to in this?
Well, there's some news here about potentially a U.S. crypto or a crypto reserve
Yeah.
for the U.S. So that should be
and it dipped under 100, man. It almost went to 90, I think, a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it was like 93.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully today's the 4th. I think our buy is on the 1st, our recurring buy.
Is it?
Hopefully it was on the
we
dip
got it on
there,
the cheap.
on a little bit of
I
a
hope so.
discount.
I hope so.
But either way, anywhere where it's at right now is, I mean, it's never going to matter what the dip is, just got to keep buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
but I saw a map too. I don't know if you've seen it, where there's like probably close to 20 states now that have a crypto reserve, a Bitcoin reserve.
Really?
Yeah.
In the U.S.,
yeah, pull it up, Zach. Here, little screenshot. So yeah, you see how many states are now doing it, which is crazy to me to think, because it's just a matter of time before I think more states follow along. And like you said, the federal government's going to have to do it at some point.
Yeah. Well, what's really interesting though too is I remember, 15, 20 years ago, I bought gold back when, after the 2007 crash and stuff. I was like, oh, this is great hedge against this stuff. But then you do some research and you realize that gold was, it's not, so in the Constitution it says it's legal tender. But if you go and try to because people would try to do this, they'd be like, well, I'm going to go buy these gold coins that are worth, let's say $1, a gold eagle. Okay. But it's a 1 ounce coin that's worth $1,500. And I'm going to pay your salary $20. Because I'm going to buy you 20 of these gold coins. I'm going to pay you $20. And I'm going to report that as your income or whatever. Or pay me in gold coins. But you pay on the face value versus the material value. And so so there's this whole thing where you can't actually use it as like money.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be very interesting because the Federal Reserve basically, they're the ones issuing all the money. If you look at any dollar, it says, Federal Reserve note, right? Because the money's coming from the Fed, not from the Treasury. And so,
I was telling the girls the other day, I'm like, why it's called a note, right? Because to them it's just cash.
yes,
So it's basically an IOU.
yeah, it's a promise.
It's a paper
Yes.
saying that it's backed by something.
but it's not
Except
anymore.
now it's not backed by anything.
No.
It's as good as Lloyd's 250 thou.
Yes, this is a big trust me, bro.
Sports car.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, we can get all into that.
Yeah,
but But it will be interesting to see, because I think even the way everything's kind of set up, like it's being treated like it's a security, right? That's how how certain agencies want to treat it. But now it's being treated almost like a currency, and then who knows? And then it's going to be a token of something.
Yeah.
So it's going to, where they define this is going to have to start to become more crystallized, because right now it just kind of does all of it,
Yeah.
you know, and it creates a lot of confusion,
Yeah.
you know. So, but it's good. This needs, you know, it needs to become somewhat mainstream if it's going to do what it needs to do, you know.
Right. And what are the implications of, say, people taking salaries on Bitcoin?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we've seen professional athletes do this.
Yes.
But how does one do that, and how does one get taxed on that?
I know. Right. Yeah.
If it's just, you know, pay me 10 grand a month, but I want it in Bitcoin,
Right.
and you're not getting a traditional bank wire or draft,
Mm-hmm.
and it just goes into a wallet, and, you know, it's decentralized. It's yours. It could be anybody's.
Yeah.
And it's just there. I don't know. Maybe maybe we do go into this new sort of world where everything is decentralized and we pay no taxes, and the country survives on tariffs.
Right. Or
This guy's trying to tariff everything.
burn fees.
Burn fees, yeah. Well, just the tariffs will be burn fees. A gas.
Yes.
Gas fees.
The gas fees. That's
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
Which, crazy enough, I don't know if some people know this, but Ethereum was notorious for gas fees, and Ethereum was hot during COVID, right? And during that whole NFT phase, because of NFTs, everybody adopted Ethereum. But problem was all those damn gas fees.
Yeah.
People would send a $10 NFT and have to pay $15 in gas.
Yes.
You know, and so it became dumb. But with Bitcoin, I think in my mind, I always envisioned it just to be literally peer-to-peer, wallet-to-wallet. But there's actually fees associated with Bitcoin transactions as well. But I think it has more to do maybe with the platform you're using versus if it's just, you know, blockchain type, like address to address. I'm not that savvy.
Yeah.
So, you know, we use platforms, secure platforms like Gemini and Coinbase and all that. So I'm not sure how different that is, but there is fees associated to it because they're built in there. And I know this because I've onboarded a couple of family members on platforms to buy Bitcoin and start investing. And they were like, wait, I put $1,000. Where is it? I was like, oh, there's
took
a
the
fee
fees.
there.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting. Yeah.
but who knows? I'm not smart enough to know if that fee is a combination of the platform fee or what's so-called gas fee for Bitcoin. I don't know that Bitcoin has that same concept built into it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like, who supports the platform?
Right. Is it the miners?
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
You know, it could very well be. What else is happening? I saw the Tesla announce that that they approved what you call FSD
Oh yeah.
in Austin,
Yes.
unsupervised, which means, well, one, it means that drivers will get to just have the cars drive them fully without having to look, I guess, according to what I understand is, I don't think the wheel matters as much, but you have to be alert and looking straight. And then the car somehow knows. So there must be a way to sense the eyes or the movement of the head. But unsupervised means you just tell it where to go and it does it.
Yeah.
So the question is, are they going to send robo-taxis out this summer, which is when it's supposed to kick off? And I think it is. You have Waymos, you know, driving around.
Doing that already. Yeah.
San Francisco and maybe a couple other places. But we're going to see how this thing works out. But I'm excited about it. I think it'll hopefully come here next, and that's probably the single reason why I want a Tesla right now, just for unsupervised FSD.
Yeah.
As fun as those cars are to drive, there's times where I just want to put where I'm going and not even
Yeah.
think about it, right?
Yeah.
Imagine your commute,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
working. You can take a call and
Yeah.
or you can just be on your laptop or
Yeah.
BS and watch a movie and
Yeah. Just
not
do
even
something
think
else.
about it.
Yeah.
And you're on the, what is it, the 90,
91.
91 coming this way.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a chill highway half the time. So it would be awesome to just kick back, you know. But driving here, it's easy. Driving back, that's when
You
I
get
really
some
want it.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but dude, yes. But I did read a thing. Not, I wouldn't say buyer beware, but there was a thing about the version of the computer that's on the Tesla and how they're finding that some of the earlier onboard computers can't hack this fully self-driving
Oh,
the way
interesting.
they thought it would. So there's a big old hubbub about whether or not they're gonna.
Is this unsupervised specifically?
I don't know,
Or just,
but I read something that there was that Tesla's trying to basically find a workaround, but Elon said it may not work, so they may have to upgrade all these customers that want it.
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So, and they even mentioned the fact that one of the issues they realized was that the cameras were not high resolution enough, and so they were getting too many errors because of the camera quality. So, anyway, something to look into because I know we're looking at getting some used Teslas in the future here.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
gotta-
we were looking at them, and for those of you that don't know, and if you're in California, there's a $4,000 EV credit that the state gives you. I don't know if the fed or the state. It's got to be state if it's here in California. I
Yeah,
think.
I think so.
But it's $4,000 for any used Tesla under 25,000.
Yeah.
So you're finding now that they've relaunched it last year, the new Model 3, there's hundreds and hundreds
Yeah.
down here in SoCal. I can't imagine even like up north,
Yeah.
NorCal,
Oh,
but
God. Yeah.
there's so many cars that are just sitting at used car lots that are between a 2020 and 2023 models that have like 30 to 50,000 miles on
Yeah.
them
Yeah. Hundreds.
with the full self-driving computer
Yes.
that are under, in some cases, under 20K because of
Yes.
that $4,000
That's
credit that the
crazy.
dealership gives you on the spot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I found a few for between 18 and 19,000, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, you can go and find a brand new one right now, the new model, and you're probably out the door. You're still probably 40K out the door or something like that, you know? So we're talking double.
Yeah. Get two.
Get two, yeah. Now
Right.
imagine get two and then Robotaxi one, so it pays
Right.
for both.
Right.
You know,
Put it
that's
to
what you gotta be
work.
thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to come here,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
because you figure Austin, there's a decent enough market that people will do it, but it's not like San Francisco where it's so dense
Yeah.
and people need car sharing,
Yeah,
ride
but-
sharing all the time.
Austin has always had a taxi ecosystem there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the crowd going
No,
in
it
and
used-
out of downtown?
Yeah, I guess so. But I remember there used to be just yellow cabs everywhere. I'm trying to think if I've seen one lately. It's been a while. But it used to be you could hail a cab just,
South Congress or
yeah, right downtown, 6th Street. Just,
Yeah.
Go out, wave down a cab.
yeah,
I remember doing that in Chicago, dude, all the time.
just straight up, just
Yeah, you just stand there and just wait for one to come by. And, the problem was that their credit card machine never worked.
Of course, of course, it
So-
didn't work.
So you always had to have cash on you,
Yeah. Quick story: me and Spencer, back in the day, our boy Spencer, we did a shoot in Chicago, for Koopa.
Mm-hmm.
And we flew in just for one night. Got there probably at close to 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like just the worst trip.
That's so bad. Yeah.
Worst trip to film in the next day in the morning.
Yeah.
And we get to Chicago after filming all day in San Francisco.
That's right.
We go to SFO straight without eating dinner, nothing, just raw dogged it to Chicago. We get to the hotel. We check in. We're starving. And we're not going to order room service. We're broke at this point. Remember, we
Yes.
spent like tens of thousands of dollars on that project.
Yes.
That wasn't going to pay us till...
It was
Yeah.
all done.
Yeah, we had to front load all our cash, remember?
That's right.
So we're like, man, let's just get a cab or walk. We thought downtown Chicago would be like New York.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk around. And we were in downtown.
Yeah.
We go outside and there's nothing.
It's dead.
Dead. Completely dead. So we're just like, man, what do we do? And then we see a cab. We're like, screw it. Let's just jump in the cab and have them take us to the nearest food.
Yeah.
And we flagged the cab down. We jump in. We said, where's the closest food place?
It's open.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
The big one downtown.
It was slightly like going outside of downtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a normal McDonald's or?
It was a normal one.
Okay.
But
because there's
bro,
there's like the touristy one.
no, this one was hood.
Oh shoot.
Yes. And now it's like 2 a.m.
Oh shoot.
We're in the hood and it's packed. So nothing good is going on.
Right.
And we're just walking in there, and Spencer with his Rolex.
Oh no.
I'm just thinking, oh man, this is sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
We walk in, we order some food, and we sit down. And there's people not only inside, but they're like loitering outside. And it didn't even take but 2 minutes between some guys came up to us and they're like, yo, what do you need? Like, what do you need? I got you.
Right,
you know? And
right,
it was
right,
like, nah,
right.
we're good. And we were cool, but it was like sketch, man. It's like that was my first time in Chicago, and it's my only experience.
Yeah.
It's like eating at McDonald's in the hood with
Dude, I didn't know it was in
the white guy wearing a freaking Rolex,
Rolex, right?
on his wrist.
And Spencer's a great guy, but he's a little twitchy. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what's gonna set him off sometimes. So
Yeah, exactly.
You're like he's kind of a wild card.
Yeah, a little bit of a
You
wild
know?
card. Yeah,
So you're like, just play it cool, bro.
yeah, just be cool, man. Man,
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know. So you've told me this story before, but I thought it was at there's some big McDonald's downtown that's
Oh,
really
dude.
touristy.
this was the hood. This was the hood, man.
Dude, I believe it, man. I used to volunteer when I was in Chicago with this medical bus. It would go down to south side of Chicago, and they would do like blood tests and some diabetes treatment and stuff like that. But it was in a bus, and so they had some doctors in the back. And I sat up front, and I was like hospitality a little bit, like I get information and stuff. But we had all this. They wanted us, like, they brought snacks and stuff for everybody. And I'm like, well, what did you bring? And they're like, we brought cookies and orange juice or something like that, and coffee. I was like, bro, these people are diabetic. Like, you can't give them like cookies and orange juice and all this stuff. Like, what are you thinking? Anyway, but it was a good time. But I remember we went to some pretty rough parts,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was an interesting time. Got to see some of at night too.
Yeah.
So anyway, South Side of Chicago, bro.
That's right.
But we love Chicago, man. It's a good spot. It's a good
Well,
spot.
you live there, so
Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 years. So got some good friends up there. Good memories.
Cool. Well, we're thin on news kind of today, but we'll bring it next time. We're kind of wrapping up some work here, trying to get out of town and short week, all that stuff. But
Oh, drop the thing about
I was gonna drop the Austin thing. I just saw it on the screen
Yeah.
here. Speaking about 6th Street in Austin, but we're gonna be at South by Southwest this year, March. We're gonna come in March 8th through the 11th. We're doing a Brews and Bots at South by Southwest, unofficial. Where's the camera? unofficial event,
unofficial South by.
Southwest event
Yep.
on Sunday, March 9th at 11 a.m. So Brews and Bots. We're going to have a coffee cart, likely with some espresso, little gourmet coffee, so you can get your brew that way. Or you can get your, your beer
your
or
beer
wine.
brew. We're going to brew all sorts of things.
So any brew you like, we got it for
brew
you.
Coffee, brew
Yeah,
beer.
we got the beans and the hops.
Yeah, and we'll just be.
And we're actually going to have bots.
We are
going
to have real robots right
We
now.
just confirmed a startup that's bringing a couple of robots to run around the event. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in signing up to demo, if you're an AI startup, just DM us and we'll send you the link for that. We're going to hopefully get, 5 or 6 companies to do it. We've got 2 right now, possibly 3. And we're still looking for sponsors. If you're out there and you want to help out, want to get exposure, we're still looking for people to help out with the beverages and some food probably, and the coffee cart that'll come by. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
When we went last year, it was fun. There was blues and and just a vibe. Austin is such a vibe, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be at South by Southwest.
South by Southwest. Yeah, exactly. So
Come on down.
Yeah, come on down. Check out our socials at Sightbox Studios. We have all the information coming there. And short episode. Catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in Austin. We'll see you in SF.
Yes.
And then we'll see you in Austin.
Yeah.
Later.
See you.
Sightbox, unbox, know we open the door. New podcast dropping like never before. Tapping AI, here we got the cure. Founders for founders, the vision is pure.